Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to combine documents so that you can bring two models into one project. This can be useful if you have two different heads for a body, or maybe the other way around, and you want to show a client your work with different options. So this is a model I created earlier. It's a full body with separate subtools of clothing. The body was originally made from Z-spheres, so I'm going to combine all the polygroups for this object. As well, the other objects have sometimes separate borders on the polygroups, which could cause issues later, so I'm going to combine them as well. We're going to save as for this tool, and it will create a tool that we can bring into a new project. Doing the same for the character we created before, make sure all the subtools have their own polygroups, and not have multiple polygroups per object. Save this tool and we're going to create a new document. Click Load Tool to bring in both tools, and draw one out. The other tool will be loaded at the side, or if you only clicked one tool at a time, you will have to load it in. Taking all the subtools for the body and the head and merge them down. This step is optional, but for me it's easier to work with one piece. We're going to append the body tool, so now we're working with two subtools. Now we're repositioning the head to match it up with the body. And now we're just going to remove the chest of the head tool because we already have a separate body. I decided to remove the shirt and pants for now, just because including them in the Dynamesh can cause issues. Merge down the subtools, so now we just have a head and a body. Now, for the re-Dynamesh and fixing up the edges, just smoothing them out a bit. Now we're going to reload the head tool with its subtools, as well as the body, and we're going to remove everything other than the subtools for those objects. I'm going to scale down the head and keep that measurement in mind. I did remerge all of the subtools since it's easier to do one bulk resize instead of each object. And now we're going to resize at the same scale as the head. Since the shoulder straps didn't really match up this way for the body, I decided to take the same steps as I did before and make new ones. But in the end, I did just remove the straps and just match up the computer screen with the shirt. For this next part, if you're wanting to bring your mesh into Maya or other 3D programs, use Z-Remesh. This will clean the topology of the mesh, and you can choose also to reduce the polygon count by half or use the default options. Sometimes your computer may not be able to handle higher resolutions, so this is why we do it. Click on each object, and now you can bring them into Maya using GoZ. This is just a quick way to get a render, but if you want to bring in the details from Zbrush into Maya, you can do the following steps. You'll have to use the multi-map export and use the displacement, cavity maps, and so on if you want to transfer details. This is a little bit more in depth. So for this process, we still have two meshes. I'm going to rename them to make them easier to follow. One is the Dynamesh, and the other is the Z-Remeshed object. We can transfer the details from the original onto the lower mesh. Make sure these are the only two visible meshes and go to Project, click Project All, use the default settings if you wish, and this will start to transfer the details onto the lower mesh. Click the Divide button and this will divide the mesh for more subdivisions. Repeat the process until the lower mesh has about the same level of resolution as the original. I will say that using project doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to project all of the details, but it will do most. That's it. Now you're ready to run the multi-map export on the lower mesh and send it over to Maya. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more tutorials. Bye for now.